No, I'm joking. I'm joking with you guys. Right now, I'm alone. I'm sure the other two will be showing up here momentarily. What's going on, guys? You know, and plus, I went live a little early. As you guys can see, I got this little line here. That's just because it's two scenes stacked on top of each other. But I like the way it looks. So Addict kept it going. See, look at that, man. I'm splitting myself up. How many podcasts can you guys say? Yo, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's intense. Hold up. Let's go a little bit further. To infinity and beyond. Look at that, man. Look at that, man. This is how I'm going to talk to the other ones show up, man. This is how I'm going to talk to the other ones show up. This is the... What's what I'm looking for? It's the punishment of myself. You don't get this nowhere else. You don't, man. Look how I'm talking right now. Look, my head's cut off. Man, look at that, man. What's going on, guys, man? What's going on? You know, waiting for the other people to show up. Dirt told me he'd be a little late, but, you know, I'm sure he'll get here momentarily. Man, like, I gotta turn this up a little bit. Yeah, right there's fine. Well, what's going on, guys? What is going on? I'll be there in a few minutes. Look at, man, people being late. People being late. How you guys feel about these laters? See, I got to speak in secondaries and stuff because they late. What game am I streaming next? Okay, here's the thing about the streaming thing. All right, so I do have a Gaming Addict YouTube channel. I'm thinking about turning it into a streaming channel. Because look, I love making videos, but I do feel like I'm fatigued on it. And I do enjoy streaming. I do enjoy streaming. So I personally feel like I need to do what I enjoy doing. That's just me, though. Hold up. This is how I am now. Yo, this is crazy. I'm getting way too much entertainment out of this. I blame you guys. I blame you guys. See, if everyone would have showed up on time, I wouldn't be without a neck right now. My neck is gone. It is officially gone. And BitCloud and Dirt should feel ashamed of themselves because they are responsible for the neck being taken care of. You know, I mean, I could go a little further. We could just do a podcast like this. You guys can see my eyes. You guys can see my eyes. My eyes. So how you guys do it? How you guys do it? I see you. What you do? All right, I'll stop now. I'll stop. I understand. I'm being too much. I am being too much. I get it, man. So, we'll have a little bit of a chat, man. Stay on topic. What's the topic? What was we talking about in the topic a second ago? What was we talking about? Because clearly, I don't know, man. I don't know. Gracias. What was we talking about? What do you guys think the topic is? What's out of all the stuff that we gonna talk about today on the Addict Show? What's the one that really entices you guys the most, man? We got a bunch of stuff. You guys want to see my topic list? You guys want to see it? I feel like you guys want to see it. Let's look at it. Let's look at it. Hold up. I'm gonna do this. Then I'm a screen capture this one. Let's turn it to the sticky note. Bam. Dirt Griggity is here. So we'll go ahead and hold up. Dirt Griggity will be here momentarily, guys. I'm sure he's busy. Are you talking, Dirt? What's up? Yeah, I can hear you, Dirt. So I don't know if you guys can see this, because we're waiting for BitCloud. Somehow, Dirt Griggity told me he was going to be late. BitCloud is late. Like, there's no warning. He's just late. Okay, this is the wrong one. I want to show them. Is it just not going to show up? Okay, let's just do this one. Yeah, this is the topics, guys. This is the topic. Oh. See, I got sticky notes on my other screen, and it signifies, like, all the important stuff. Like, because I game on my middle screen, which I probably need to upgrade it eventually when your boy gets a little bit of a moolah. But it's okay. So I don't know if you guys can see that because it's pretty. All right, so there it is, man. There it is. We got KOTR delay. We don't even know what you're looking at. I don't even know what I'm looking at sometimes, man. I don't even know what I'm looking at. First off, what's going on, Dirt? We'll do the two-man show while we wait for the third person to be late. Yeah, I can hear you fine. What you doing, man? Man, Dirt low key streaming from the inside of a jail cell. He just don't want to see. I need that laptop. He's like, I need that laptop. That's what they say. I had you muted there for a second. That's what I need that laptop so I could stream for the. Imagine like you coming in there like you get like a string and a hook, and you're trying to like hook the laptop that's on the desk, and then when you get it, they just walk in and they just see you sitting there streaming, talking about Xbox and shit.
That's right, the Xbox. Hey, can y'all hear me now?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they can hear you now.
Oh, okay.
You know what's funny, man? What's funny is what's been going on. We'll go ahead and get rid of this. Actually, like that. I might try to do something unique with that. What's been going on is all this capping going on Twitter, man. Like, we got some stuff for you guys, because, like I said, I do have some stuff we're gonna talk about. You guys know it. Like, we do generally stay away from, we might joke a little bit about the nonsense that happens on YouTube, on Twitter, but sometimes we gotta bring it up. Sometimes
we got to.
It's just we gotta bring it up. So yeah, they can hear you now. So we're gonna go ahead and move on. Well, BitCloud will be here when BitCloud decides to be here. He's a busy dude, man. He's a busy dude. Let me go ahead and prepare for him showing up. All right, there we go. So you know what? They're gonna see two of us. That's what they're gonna see. They're gonna see two of us because I demand it. I don't need a third and fourth person.
Look at that.
Like we got enough. We got enough personality between the two of us that we could split ourselves.
Let's go.
Look at this, man. Like, that's how things go. Hold up. I got to flip it. I know, completely being reckless today, but it's okay. Nah, I can't. I was trying to flip it. All right, so let's talk a little bit about the side stuff while we wait for BitCloud to get up in here. Okay. So I saw you going at it with some people over the Xbox revenue. I saw you going at it, people, man. So why don't you explain your justifications for going at it with some of the PlayStation brethren on Twitter? What's going on, man? I saw you going through it this morning.
Yeah. Let me tell you this first. When it comes to Twitter, I never tag ponies or go after them initially. They always come after me. If there is some news that they think is bad, they will DM me or they will tag me or they will come after me. So that's what happened yesterday with the Xbox earning reports. Those guys just automatically saw things in the negative, and they so this guy tags me and, look, Dirk, are you gonna do a video about this? I'm like, bro, it was still their best fiscal year. Then it came to a whole thing. Then some more PlayStation fanboys joined in on me. Then the conversation turned from that to somehow the future, because they have Xbox has no games in 2022, so that's their go-to right now. Xbox has no games in 2022. I'll say, okay, fine.
What are we gonna do in 2023 when we're getting probably Hellblade in the holiday? Hopefully, I don't know. We getting a Starfield. We getting a lot of different stuff. Like I just like. Here's the thing. I'm not saying that this year isn't bad. This year is pretty bad for an Xbox gamer. If you enjoy nothing but first party, that's the only thing you play in this world. It's not gonna be a good year for you. But the same people that are coming at us, man, the same people loading the rifles. First off, they come at me like they can keep up with it. I am a fully automatic weapon, and you guys are muskets. All right, it takes you months to load up your shots, and I'm sitting here. I've already wasted half of the room. Okay, like no, you guys can't mess with me. All right, that's just how it is. You guys take 2 minutes to shoot your shot, and you miss, and you got to reload again, and it takes you 3 months to reload that shot. Like, lay off of me, man. None of you can handle this.
Talk that stuff at it. Yeah, but that's what happened. Then, like I said, the conversation changed to excuse me, games, and like you said, I mentioned, well, the roadmap for Xbox looks great. Well, PlayStation has a great roadmap. So I said, yeah, they got Spider-Man and Wolverine, and what else? He's like, oh, well, they got Square Enix, and I said, oh, does Sony own them yet? No. So technically, that's not first party. Well, for spoken, and I said, listen, man, you guys gotta stop changing the narratives, bro. If you want to say no first party, like no Xbox first party for 2022, we can do that. But Xbox does technically have some exclusives this year that's not first party, so you can't do that. So it became a whole thing, and then I just got tired of it, and because those guys never shut up. So yeah, that's what was happening, man.
I have noticed that when it comes to stuff like that, look, Pentiment I'm not looking forward to it because it's not the type of game that I want from Obsidian.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
it doesn't take away from the fact it's made by Josh Sawyer. He's a very talented individual. It's going to be a good game, most likely. And,
Yeah.
and for the most part, Obsidian don't miss. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
they don't.
I have a good track record of hitting on target. They have a very good track record of hitting on target. And it's just like, you know, let me get this $2 super chat real quick. $2 super chat from Phantom Kraken. Dirt is always late. Well, Dirt told me he was going to be late. Okay.
Yeah, Joey.
Oh, look who it is, man. Look who it is. Took forever to be showing up.
There we go.
Ooh. See, now I got to fix everything.
No, you done messed everything up.
I mean, you messed everything up. I don't know
I
what you be
messed everything.
thinking.
What you talking about?
Everything was fine until you popped up in here.
Whoa,
Now I got to change everything. I got to
see it.
Look at that. I'm going to make you the smallest one here, too, just because you was late. Yeah, all right, so that should be good. All right, we got the other person here now. So now we a full panel, and you know we gonna have a pretty good show, man. Welcome to the Addict Show, where we talk about the past, present, and future of gaming. I got at this point my co-host to be Dirt Griggity. What's going on, Dirt, man? Coming straight from whatever prison is near you, Dirt. Whatever prison's near you. You muted,
brother.
I was on mute, man, because my wife was up there vacuuming. Like, what the hell? What's up, y'all? How y'all doing, man?
Doing pretty
Doing
good.
good, man.
Then we got BitCloud Gaming. You know, he's gonna be joining us for a little bit. Yeah, the Addict and Dirt show. No, we got BitCloud's here, man. Expo, you got BitCloud is here. It's not just I get it. Like, you know, me and Dirt are most likely always going to be throwing BitCloud's face in the dirt because he's the PlayStation fan. But it is Dirt. BitCloud can hold his own. I can assure you.
BitCloud can definitely hold his own.
I mean, we got games. What you got? You know, I want to get to that.
Come on, man. Hey, but the show just started, man. The show just started.
You know what I'm saying? We want to get messy. What's going on? Sorry for me being late. Just talking to Adam. Yeah, I was just talking to Adam Sessler.
Oh, that's cool.
With Jaffe. So sorry about that.
All right. Oh, sorry. Okay, so I thought he was going to say more. I'm sitting here like, okay.
Oh, no.
All right,
you
so
LordsGaming.net, we in the building. What's going on? Shout out to everybody in the chat.
We got a good show for you guys today. We're going to talk about the KOTR delay. I'm sure Dirt is going to love that one. We're going to talk about the Halo Forge leaks. I don't know if you guys have seen those leaks. We're also going to talk about the Verizon partnership that's kind of interesting that I saw. And we got a little bit of small topics. I'm going to talk about Xbox revenue, which, you know, me and Dirt kind of briefly went over. We didn't really go over it. We were just talking about how Dirt is, you know, super dragging fisting some people on Twitter over it. We got a GTA 6 news. Apparently there's probably going to be a female lead on that. And then we got Sony might be buying Square Enix, and I feel like I got 3 Addict shows with that title. But we going to have a fourth, man. We going to have a fourth. So, you know, I will go ahead. You know, out of everything I said, man, what do you want to talk about first? What's something that interests you?
I mean, there's so many things to talk about. I guess I would go with the GTA news. That's the thing.
The GTA news. For all you guys know, GTA 5 is switched between 3 characters. Michael, Trevor, and Franklin. Actually, I actually like Franklin the most. I thought he was the most went-out character. I actually think that it goes like Franklin, Trevor, and Michael. For some reason, I didn't like Michael. I don't know why.
You don't like Michael?
I liked all 3 of them, man.
They were good. No, but it's not that I might maybe saying I didn't like him is too much. I felt like
you liked him the least
out of all the characters. He offered the least compared to everyone. So
he was trying to be Hollywood. That's what he was trying to be. He was really trying to be it.
So out of all that going on, we actually do have some news coming out of Rockstar. I felt like it's been 10 years since we've heard anything about GTA 6. It hasn't straight come from Rockstar, but there's a lot of speculation and good leaks going on by reputable people that it looks like they're going to do something similar with that, but one of those characters is going to be a female, like I think a Latino lead. And I want to get you guys, because here's my thing. I don't understand. Like, I see people getting upset over this, and I'm like, why do you care if you could play as a woman as one of the perspectives? Like if anything, like I actually feel like that actually might that might actually help a GTA story to have like a female perspective in the game, and
badass chick. That'd be nice.
I don't think that's the issue, though. Honestly, it's not really the female
the
lead. The issue for it is because I don't know if you read the report from Jason Schreier. Basically, the team is saying that they're trying to get away from reality, like they're trying to get away from like the Black Lives Matter type of stuff. They're trying to get away from the George Floyd, incident. And so they're talking about toning it down, even staying away from certain jokes that they made prior in GTA 5. Like, you guys remember when they re-released GTA 5 on the PS5 and whatnot, they removed the transphobic jokes. So they're removing, they don't want to go down those roads where that might instigate or piss people off that are, like sensitive on those particular topics. So that's why a lot of people are upset, because they're like, why are we toning down a game that's known to go over the top? I mean, I get it. I absolutely get it. Like, it's it's understandable. Nobody wants to see a game, especially a game like GTA, which is known for being like over the top. They don't want to see that get toned down. And when you add in like a female character as well, I mean, the female character, I actually thought I was open to it, because Bonnie and Clyde, that's what they're talking about. Okay, that's cool. Two bank robbers, you might be able to tell something crazy, but now people are questioning, how this female character gonna look. Is she gonna have is she gonna look like, a very beautiful woman type of thing, or is she gonna be toned down and look rough, kind of like Tess or something like that? Everybody's asking questions about it. I'm like, I'll wait till I see the finished product before I pass judgment on how she will do. But as far as like the fear and like how people are going about it, I understand. I'm with them 110%. I don't want to see this game take no like I don't want to see GTA of all games walk on eggshells to not piss people off, because that's how the franchise became popular. That's what the franchise was known for. Nobody was complaining back in San Andreas. Remember that dirt with San Andreas? San Andreas, they was like, dog, that we didn't get offended. We was like, well, that's it. This is
realistic.
It was realistic. So that's what I'm saying. Like, they don't want to do that. And now, if you think about it too, because they also said in the report that they don't see women as sexual objects. Like, they collectively said this in the thing, like, we don't see women as sexual objects. So I know a lot of people like to do the whole thing where they be scouting for prostitutes in the game. I have a feeling they're going to tone that down as well. You're not going to be seeing as many prostitutes patrolling the city. If not, they'll probably be in like the worst parts of the city, but I don't think they'll have it. They even reflected real gas prices in the game as well. Like, it's wild. So the last thing I want to see too, though, is the dialogue being like this. Like, I don't know if y'all saw the trailer for that Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake thing that was on Netflix.
No, I didn't get the chance.
Did y'all see it? Well, the dude was like, the dude has a chainsaw. He's walking up to him right on the bus, and dude pulls out his cell phone, takes a picture of him. Like, he's live on Facebook. He's like, if you take one more step closer, you're canceled, buddy. I don't want to see stuff like that in GTA where they like, hey, you're gonna be canceled if you come near me. I don't want to see that. So, yeah, that's what I'm at with the whole thing.
Yeah, man, this I love GTA 5. I think it's like a masterpiece. I really do. Like, it's a very well done game. As far as this one, I did hear even like before this leak that the two protagonists are twins, male and female twins. I don't know how true that will be, but I guess we'll see. I agree with everything Big Cloud just said. The only unfortunate part about everything you just said, I wholeheartedly believe. And it's just, unfortunately, man, we're in a time where everybody wants to be offended.
Yeah.
During the early 2000s, the San Andreas time, I always think about, like, you a wrestling fan, like the Attitude Era. Some of that stuff that happened back then, man, they wouldn't allow some of that stuff now. So it was like them toning GTA 6 down. I don't want that, but I'm not surprised if it happens, just because in today's time it's just like that, man. I remember people went back and found some stuff that Kevin Hart said 18 years ago, like 8-9 years ago, 10 years ago, and say, hey, man, do you remember you said this word on Twitter? And it's like, what? So it's just like, we're just in a different time, man. So I really think all of that is possible. Everything you said is possible. But I hope that's not the case, because I want GTA as we know GTA. You know, some chicks walking around the streets like you're going in the alley, having fun, doing all that stuff. But yeah, it's definitely possible, man. But I'm looking forward to the game, especially for it to be in Vice City, aka Miami. I love it, man. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, here goes with me is I do personally feel like this is a GTA Online scenario. I feel like they made a lot of money off GTA Online. Oh, yeah. And the only thing that they feel like could have made that more money is if it was more acceptable socially. So I think that they might go away from a lot of their extra stuff they love doing in favor of doing more of a, what's the word I'm looking for?
Ongoing service thing, because they did say that in the report. IGN even covered it. They said that they are regularly going to be dropping content on the game when it drops or whatnot. So this can be missions, I'm guessing, or maybe heist, because I'm guessing the whole theme of this is going to be robbing, right? Bank heist. So I can see heist dropping. The only thing I don't want to see in this game, I don't want to see us having to pay extra for story related missions. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to see that. If it's online based, okay, cool, that makes sense. You know, you just keep feeding those who want the heist and want to make money online. That's fine. I don't think anybody would complain about that, but it's just a single player portion. And as far as like how you play this game too, because a lot of people are like, oh, I don't want to play as just a female. Well, more likely you're going to play as a guy anyway in this too, right? Because it's going to be like GTA 5 controls where you switch in between. So they're going to have separate missions for each, if that makes sense. And you'll find out more about them, more context. So it's just one of those situations. Again, a lot of people are upset about stuff. I just think we need to wait to see it before we legit jump over the bridge for it.
I think the biggest reason that people are upset with this is because we're seeing it affect every media we love. The movie industry, even to some degree, the comedy industry is pretty much a shell of what it used to be. We're seeing it in the music industry. People aren't afraid to make the kind of music they made 10 years ago. And it's just like, look, crazy. And I think people always saw GTA is that like Rockstar is that divine, we ain't ever going to do anything to sell out thing. Like, we always going to be true to our core. And now that we're seeing something like this, we see, okay, even people like Rockstar are susceptible to being attacked by the Twitterverse. Because that's what I consider. It's the Twitterverse, man. It's pretty much like equivalent to having like a constant spirit bomb that people are trying to get that power at all times. And it's just like, you know,
I mean, yeah, what you're saying is true, though. Look at what they did with the San Andreas or the trilogy remaster thing. Remember how they could have really pushed that and made it look really, really detailed and make all the women, everything look good? They didn't bother to do that because, again, this goes back to that mentality in the studio of not seeing or not viewing women as objects, sexual objects, and all that. They don't care, man. So,
and my thing is, like, I don't mind having a little of each. Like, you know, people, for some reason, people think that women, either you got outlets that make you think women don't, you know, have a good sex appeal. They don't appreciate. It's like everyone wants you to think one or the other. It's either all chicks dress crazy or chicks don't dress like that at all. And it's just like, it's in the middle. There's women out there that are busty. It's just how it is. Like, and it's just like, but we got to have a good middle ground to where it's like, we're not, but like, we need to portray women, not women that like the developers want to portray, if that makes sense. Like, it's just like, if women in general, there's all types of people out there, you know, and I think that's the biggest issue is, you know, we've went to such this right side that now you have the women that aren't represented anymore in the games because we have this new aspect of what a woman should like. They're like, look, like, I respect the way they're dressing, the way that they present themselves, but now I'm not being presented. And it's just like, look, man, like, we could do everything, man. I can assure you we could do everything. But it's just, people, I don't even like using the word woke. I don't think that's like an accurate thing.
It isn't, but at the same time, that's kind of what these dudes are. Like, whatever it is, like whatever, it's not like a generic white male. They could take, they legit just go off the deep end. Like, look at Saints Row. You guys remember Saints Row? Everybody's calling it Saints Row because we saw the woman. I'm like, dude, it's the female is optional. You can create your own character.
Right.
I mean, it's like, what are we doing here? This is not just something that's forced. This is on you. You look stupid, and dude's like, no, it's woke. They're forcing it. So,
and what's funny
same thing.
is I see Lord Metro had said double standards. I don't even think it's double standards because the most, okay, there are men out there that's saying stuff like this, but for the most part, it's women wanting to desexualize women. Like, it's not really men. Like, I can assure you, men don't want women desexualized.
Of course not.
It's women. Like, a certain set of women have conceived in their mindset that every woman has to dress and look just like them, or they're they're being too much. There's like all types of different standards that people have going, and I think it's crazy. It's just like, look, like, that's like equivalent to me not wanting people to, make people with beards. It's like, look, we got to make everyone bald, clean shaved. That's the ideal. And if you look at it, like, a lot of people are that way, bald and clean shaved. Like, just because the mass majority do something, and let's keep in mind, like, the women that want the industry push this way, they're not the majority. Like, there's way more average women out there that do what they want to, and they don't see, and I don't like getting political, but it's just, it's outreaching.
They see that for what it is.
It's outreaching.
A game. Yeah, they see it for what it is, as a game. It's not real. It's just like a fantasy, and that's kind of how Rockstar always looked at it. It's just a fantasy of real, like I said, a fantasy interpretation of reality. You know what I mean? It had that frat boy mindset where, you have beautiful women, you got dudes trying to be superstars, you got psychos paroling the streets, you got crackheads, you got everything, dope fiends, you have everything everywhere happening all at once. And it just puts you at the helm of this. And guess what? You have freedom to roam. That's pretty much what made GTA what it was. And you have relatable and memorable characters.
Absolutely.
And you know what I mean? And when you step away from that, and when you start toning down, like they're talking about, that's where you're gonna start messing with the essence. And when you mess with the essence, people get pissed.
You can speak for everyone. Like, and what's funny is, like, they want, Tomb Raider, she's too busted. Okay, maybe she has showed a little too cleavage, but guess what? That's always been her MO. Like, she doesn't do it intentionally on the screen or anything, but it's just like you look at something like Tomb Raider, like the newest Tomb Raiders they made. Those are good games.
Absolutely, great games.
And what's funny is those games was able to take advantage of the fact that they didn't need to be out in the open. But then you look at something like Bayonetta, where that is her persona, that's her character.
Right.
Both can exist and still do fine. But the problem is one set of people think that the left one needs to exist, and another set of people think the right one needs to exist. When it's just like, look, like, I think the biggest issue we have right now in this society is no one wants to be wrong, and everyone wants to convert other people's opinions to their own. And if it isn't that way, then they call it sexist, all types of stuff. There's a line of stuff. Like, I saw people was upset over them switching Wesker's character to black in the TV show, and I watched the show, and it was good, and I can assure you that show had plenty of things wrong, but it wasn't him being Wesker. Like, that was actually one of the best things about the show. Like, it's just like, but I can't understand, coming from a person that has been watching these characters develop, love the Wesker persona, I can understand why people would be like, yo, but he's not black. But see, we got to do a better job at understanding what is what, and what is, just because you have an opinion on something doesn't make you a racist. It's like, unless you have alternative motives why you don't want him to be black, has nothing to do with his character, you just don't want a black person on the screen, then you're racist. But and I feel like we have a bad thing of just like labeling everything, and it's just like, as a society we need to be better on that.
No, I agree. Everybody wants you to be part of the hate mob. Let's put it like that.
Yeah, exactly. But Addict, when you said something, because I think you mentioned this on WBG a couple weeks ago, like you just said, people want other people to agree with their opinion. They want you to feel how they feel. And I mean, if you look at fandom, like not just this console war that we do, sports, man, I'm talking about sports. I've seen heated debates, Jordan or LeBron, who's the greatest? And it's like, it's at a point where you just like, man, I just want to hold my opinion to myself, especially on social media, because if you say one thing, one side of people will say, "Oh, you're being this way. You're a bot. You're not being fair." If you say something else, it's just like, you're absolutely right, man. That's the point. That's the time we're living in, and this didn't just start, but social media has enhanced it. Right?
Let me address Seth Gospel. This still sound like a video game podcast. Look, I'm gonna have to respectfully disagree with you on this. Like, social aspects do affect video games. Like, we're literally talking about GTA. The
this king how I started.
The king of I'm gonna do what I want, and if it's bad or good publicity, that's on you.
Mm-hmm.
Bending to the will of social media. Like that, if that's not he said I'm joking, dude. Okay, look, Seth. The reason I had to pick on you is because I've been on ILP long enough. When I see a post like that, I feel like it's real because people are like that. You can ask both people here; they both host their own shows.
Dudes immediately go, "This isn't what this is about. That's not the situation." Yeah. It's like, bro, it is. Like, this is Rockstar. Rockstar is known for pushing the envelope and not caring about any repercussions or caring about how you feel. They made some of the most boldest steps in video games.
It's equivalent to South Park not wanting to do stuff because it's against the grain. Like, I will never forget when I played the second South Park, the difficulties what skin color you have. That is like the craziest stuff ever. And when you look at some of these what's funny is it wasn't anything to do with the combat. Like, it was social aspects almost in total.
Yep.
And it's just look, like,
I forgot about that.
I love that though. It's like you have the harder because you're black. And I was like, dude, that's funny. Just like he was talking about your religious beliefs in the first one. Yeah, I remember he said if you're a Jew, you have like the best loadout, but it's like you're frowned upon by Cartman.
The first time I played as a warrior, and the second time I played as a Jew, and there's crazy attacks you can use as being Jewish on that game.
Wow.
So that's pretty much all we got. Anyone got anything more on the GTA thing? Because it's like I don't feel like there's a lot to talk about. We got to see exactly what happens. We got to see. They could be just saying this. That there could have been internal conflict behind closed doors of them fighting, and maybe some of the higher ups are going at it. I don't know. We need more information about that. We definitely needed another South Park title.
If the characters we play as, like, you guys remember the Internet Cafe for GTA 4? You had to do Flight the Dates and all that stuff. Yeah, I remember that. If they bring that back, and like the only way to date women in this game is to go on OnlyFans and all these sites and whatnot for their equivalent, I'm gonna laugh my ass off. I mean, that's gonna be funny. But at the same time, that's gonna piss people off. It's like, dude, I don't want to replicate what's going on out here in the world. So,
I'm excited for the game, man.
It's
gonna be a dope game, man. It's Rockstar.
And also, too, this might lead a little bit more credits to Red Dead 3. I know you remember the report. Remember the report for Red Dead 3? It was saying that Sadie Adler was going to be like the main protagonist.
Really?
Yeah, it was like going around like they were looking to push the lead protagonist, so it might be Sadie Adler returning for part 3, and you just play as John's son, and that will be the final nail. So
there we go. That'll be out in 2020, like 2036.
Someone's like 2029, 2030. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be old.
And one thing I want to bring up too, before we're about to go to the next topic, we're going to talk about Sony. We love talking about Sony, but I do want to point out that I am going to be doing more stuff with the Addict Show. As you guys can see, I have like a scrolling going on with the text. Don't expect that weekly. I'm just messing around with what I could do on the show. Second off, I kind of want to make this. Kind of like the emotes from ILP, but I want to do it more. I want to really be extra with the emotes. Like, I want to push a button on my Steam Deck, and like it's like a fully animated emote that's coming throughout the screen. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see what happens on there. I am working with the Lords on new merchandise. Might bring in some Addict Show merchandise as well. But once I lock in a permanent set of members, which I think this is a good group. Hustle got a new job, so I don't think he's coming back. He's breaking in the new job. Shout out to him. So once I validate the people that are, because people don't realize how hard it is to host anything. Like at any time,
they think it's easy, but
you could lose your whole damn staff. Like, and you and what's funny is like when Hustle told me he didn't know if he would be able to do the show anymore because of stuff, I was thinking, damn, I have to do this by myself. And I could do single podcasts if I had to, but they're not fun. I like bouncing off of people. But there are going to be changes coming to the Addict Show. Definitely put in the comment section what kind of changes you guys would like to see. I'm probably not going to listen to none of you, but I'm willing to watch. I'm willing to read the comments, though. I'm willing to read the comments. I'll give you that much. So let's talk about Sony and Square Enix, man. We have been hearing for the longest time that Sony might buy Square Enix. And now it's looking like there actually might be some remnants of truth behind this. For those of you who don't know, they actually interviewed the individual over there. I think it was Montiel Games or whatever that company's called. He was talking and he pretty much insinuated that he heard that they might be interested in buying Square Enix. So first thing I want to do is I want to ask Dirk Griggity, are you shocked?
Yeah.
Because I'm not.
No, not at all. And I think it makes sense. I'm not shocked at all, especially after the recent moves that Square Enix has made. Hell, look at all of the exclusivity that Sony has with Square Enix. So I'm not surprised at all. And like I said, I think it makes a lot of sense, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I feel like when it comes to this, it's the natural progression of what we're seeing going on. I'm pretty sure if you ask BitCloud, it makes sense. If this happens, BitCloud, would you be surprised?
Nope. I've been tossing up either Square Enix or Capcom for the longest time. Capcom makes a hell of a lot of sense as well, with Sony really trying to get into esports and buying Evo and whatnot. So, I can see that being one of their poster boys for Capcom to be on there, especially for Street Fighter. Them having that as a heavy fighter and pushing that. And also, who knows? That might lead to something with Bandai Namco with Tekken. I do think Sony really wants to get into the competitive gaming side, especially with, I don't know if y'all been seeing their official YouTube page, but they be posting like little esports like plays, like Mortal Kombat, stuff like that on there, live streams. I do think they really see a future in that. There was even a patent going around about how you can bet on your favorite streamer who's fighting and, do that type of thing, like a betting system. So they are going towards that. So
yeah,
I believe
no
doubt.
What is your overall opinion on the thing, Dirt? Do you think it's something that they need, or do you think this is just icing on the cake? I'm kind of curious to hear both of you guys' opinion on that. Let's go ahead and get this $2 super chat from Lloyd Metro. Sony and Square Enix exchanged rings long ago. I don't know if I would agree with that, but I do agree that
good friends.
They've been F buddies for a long time. Now they put a ring on it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
hey, I don't know if you saw the other one from Phantom Kraken. GTA should be like South Park and not give a damn. He said that a little while back.
Oh, is it super chat? Oh yeah, well, yeah, and I agree with him. I really should agree. I agree with him there. But again, you know how people are. They find ways to blame video games for
everything.
Crazy people in society, and that has nothing to do with video games. That's literally people who are sick. I remember reading an article. It was a while ago, but dude killed his mom, and then the dude, when he got the little kid, he killed his mom. He shot her. Then he tried to molest his mother with the corpse of his mother. And then when they arrested him one night, he said, yeah, I thought I can press the reset button on my console and she would come back. I'm like,
that's mental illness. That ain't got nothing to do with video.
So I was like, that makes no sense. Like, but dudes will find ways to do that.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Hey, Addict, so what did you say? Right before the super chats, like the question you asked me, I kind of forgot.
I was just asking you, do you think it's something necessary that Square Enix that would be need to be bought? And I feel like it's one of those things where Sony doesn't necessarily need them, but I do feel like they realize with Microsoft buying up studios, there is a possibility one time they might go ahead and buy them. And obviously we don't think that there's a chance that Microsoft can buy Square Enix, but you never know. You never know what's going to happen in the future. You never know if Microsoft pops up and was like, I got a deal for you. Like, I'm going to drop 20 Bs on you. Like, sign those contracts. You mine now. And then, if we don't know what happens after that, for all you know, in the words of King David, that at that point, it's like, you ain't for the streets no more. You mine. No, I'm for the streets. You're for my library, but I'm gonna still step out and do what I want. All
right.
So,
but you know what? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, that's all. I just want to know, what your thoughts on the matter.
Yeah, I think what Sony is doing, I don't think they need Square Enix. I just think they want to make sure Final Fantasy doesn't leave their platform in the future. Let me explain. Of course, they have deals and everything like that, but in today's gaming industry, as we've seen, Xbox is buying up publishers, like you just said. Xbox is buying up publishers. Embracer, you got Tencent. If Square Enix is up for sale, Sony look, we don't want anybody else to pick you guys up. We will get you guys. And we heard how they, sold off the Western developers, just to make sure that PlayStation is getting them. Maybe Sony didn't want Crystal Dynamics or Eidos Montreal or whatever. It just makes a lot of sense, man. And I just don't think that,
to everybody in the chat, here's the actual article. Sorry, I found it. Oh, yes. For the article, you guys wanted to say that it's legit. That's what happened.
That's crazy. But I just think it's like, you never know. Like you think about even going back in the days with Insomniac, they always did games for Sony until they didn't. They did a couple multiplayer and they made an Xbox exclusive. So Sony said, you know what? You never know. These teams, they're mercenaries, but at the same time, we need to pick these guys up, and that's what they did. And now they're one of Sony's best developers. So I just believe Sony really loves the Final Fantasy franchise. They want it up under them, and I mean it is right now as a second party or timed exclusive. I don't think it's timed exclusive anymore, bro. It's just they wanted to make it official. That's all he said. Like, there were friends, there were partners. Now they're just making it. They're going to make it official.
And that's
my opinion.
It's like I said, not to mention, like, we don't know what eventually happens to. Imagine a world where we wake up and we see on Twitter Microsoft bought Square Enix. Like, and I don't. It's like I said, unlikely to happen. But if it does, I think Sony realizes that, especially with inflation going on, we're in the middle of a recession, that stuff like this could happen because Microsoft's got all this money, and they don't want to lose any of it. So I think there's a lot of options when you have a multi-trillion-dollar company that doesn't want their what's what I'm looking for? Their money devaluing as much. It's better to invest that money than it sit in a bank and lose appreciation over time. And I don't think people realize that. People look at it and like, oh, why would Square Enix sell? Why Activision sell? Call of Duty makes a lot of money every year. Overwatch makes a lot of money every year. WoW makes a lot of money every year. Microsoft showed up there, and they're like, we got a bag for you. Like, we got a big, big bag. And guess what? Activision said, continue. I'm interested.
Exactly.
A lot of them want golden very interesting. They want to retire. That's all, too.
Man.
Let me go and get these two super chats. We got a $5 super chat from Yo Baby Farva. Sup, fellas? As an Xbox player, I operate as if Sony already owns Square Enix. We don't really get no love anyway, so it doesn't really faze me dirt.
Your baby father, what's up, homie?
And you know,
Thanks for stopping by.
we can talk about the super chat for a couple seconds. As an Xbox player, he's not wrong. They pretty much have already owned them for a while. Sure, you get games they publish.
Delusion.
Yeah, sure, you get games they publish, but guess what? If Square Enix was owned by Sony, they wouldn't be publishing these games. They'd still be a multi-plat. Like, it's just like people need to realize that just because stuff like Outriders, they're like, oh, Outriders still comes to the Xbox. Octopath Traveler still comes to Xbox. Okay, your point? Like, it's just like these are published games. They're not made in-house for the most part. And if Sony bought Square Enix, these published games would go somewhere else because they can't go to them anymore. I just people annoy me, and that's not on URBB Farvo. That's people on Twitter. $5 super chat from Alvin. We tend to think of acquisitions as just Xbox and Sony, but we do realize how much money Square and Capcom made off Nintendo. They're not giving that up. Look, I agree with you. There's a lot of money they can make off stuff like that, but it's like I said, you're looking as an individual willing to sell because he's making more money somewhere else. I'm looking at this as board members that are corruptible that will easily take a bag to sell their stocks. I'm looking at this as a group of individuals. People act like you got to convince all these millions of people to buy Square Enix. Most of the time, you got to approve. You got to get the approval of maybe 100 people. Sometimes more. People don't realize. Look, there's a lot of stocks in every company, but most of the time, a lot of the stocks are in a handful of people. The majority of stocks in companies. It's not like they're everywhere. Like, sure, they're publicly owned and a lot of people own stocks, but look what happened with Activision and Bobby. Why you think he getting a bag? Why?
Yeah, you getting a bag.
Because he has a lot of stock in Activision. And in order for that to happen, they had to buy his stock. And people sitting there, oh, don't give Bobby the bag. Don't give him a choice, man. Don't give him a golden parachute. Like, what do you expect them to do at that point? Like, just not buy the company?
Right. Come on, bro. Exactly, man. But back to your original point. PlayStation doing this, it just makes all the sense in the world. And I will say this, back to my boy, your baby father's point, as an Xbox fan, as an Xbox guy first and foremost, I'm not really losing anything because I love the Tomb Raider franchise. That's still going to be a multiplayer over there with Embracer and like their Western studios. So for me personally, a guy that's not really a Final Fantasy fan, I respect the franchise and I appreciate what the franchise has done. And it's a huge franchise. But for me personally, as an Xbox fan, I'm not going to miss anything personally. Now, I guess the difference would be if, like, you know, when ZeniMax was acquired, a lot of PlayStation fans, they're missing out on some multi-platform games. But lately, Square Enix games, for the most part, they're big games. Final Fantasy games are exclusive to PlayStation, so I wouldn't really miss anything personally. Plus, I have a PS5 if I really wanted to play those games. So,
yeah, it's like I said, man. I'm not saying that they would never buy them or anything like that. And I'm not saying that I want them to buy them. Obviously, at this point, I will say that even though that I'm a huge Final Fantasy fan. Well, you know, we'll have to see what this new Final Fantasy is. Even though I love these franchises and I love the games that they make, at this point, I have a PlayStation to play them because I know subconsciously that the best way to play the games that I love to play is to own everything. At any point, in any time, a game can be ripped away from you if you only have one platform.
Absolutely.
And you have no choice but to abide or shut the hell up.
Absolutely.
And I feel like a lot of people, they come at me, they say, Addict, you know, why are you complaining Mega Man Battle Network isn't on Xbox? Apparently, Tactic Ogre, that's not going to be on Xbox. You know, it might be, but it's highly looking like it's not going to be. Why do I bitch? Because when that next one comes up there, I want Phil to remember something. I want Phil to sit there and be like, Yeah, I better make sure. Let's say they make a sequel or they like rebrand it. They're like, yeah, it's like Addict gonna be on our ass. It's like, and it's not just me. Like, if everyone had that mentality and it was an overall thing, like people don't realize the power social media has, the influence social media has. People act like the only way to get something done is vote with your wallet. I would actually say that an outcry on Twitter is more effective than voting with your wallet. Voting your wallet happens after the fact most of the time. It happens after the product came out. It happens after, the exchange of money has already happened. So if you don't give them your money, clearly they're going to see something. But I've never felt like that's a good way of doing things. And I don't know how you guys feel about it, because there's too many people that are ignorant to the matter. There's too many people that don't keep up with stuff, that they see a Star Wars Battlefront 2, and the first thing they see Star Wars, they don't know the bad practices that are going on. There's way more of them to outnumber us. So I've always felt like voting with your wallet is foolish. You're never going to win. Nothing's ever going to get changed. You know what changed Battlefront 2? It was a Twitter outcry. And the reason, it got to the point where Disney stepped in and was like, yo, more people gonna have to use this license because clearly we can't trust them.
Right. Hey, like another example, Xbox Live Gold was that January of 2021. He was like, hold on, man. Even me, I'm a bot. I made a video like, hold on, man, what the hell are y'all doing? Y'all can't up the price, double the prices just out of nowhere. What? Nah, man. So they changed it that night, but there was a huge outcry. Like, no, Xbox, what are y'all doing? No, man. So yeah, but you're right about that.
Yeah.
Even with PlayStation, was it Horizon Forbidden West? At first, the upgrade fee was going to be $10, and then people like, hold on, man, this is not what y'all said. Y'all said free upgrade. We want our free upgrade, and PlayStation
like,
changed it.
It's 10, and then the damage control happened. Oh, it's only $10. I mean, I got $10 in my pocket, and then they strategically didn't put the PS4 version on the store on the PlayStation. You had to go to the website to get that, which I had to do, because they hid it from the console, which is funny as ever. But people got a damage control for everything. It's like the Last of Us remake.
And plus, if Xbox ever successfully bought something like Square Enix, that would be devastating to Sony. Like, we're not talking a little bit. That would be devastating. Like, that's one of those things where they have to have an emergency meeting and the back of McDonald's, and they have to sit there on their little tables, and they have to be like, okay, are we willing to put Game Pass on PlayStation? Like, because that's one of those things. I felt like Activision was the nail, and if they bought Square Enix, that's the nail in the coffin. And I honestly feel like, I know you guys probably won't agree, but I feel like if Sony ever agrees to put Game Pass on on PlayStation, at that point, there's no more console for it. It's just like you came in there with the bazooka, and it's just like, you're gonna listen to me and you're gonna abide to what I say, or I'm gonna shoot this straight in that building.
Yeah, if that ever happened, that's pretty rough right there.
But it is what it is. I kind of hope they buy them. I'd like to see the reaction on Twitter. On a scale from 1 to 10, BitCloud, we'll go around. Scale from 1 to 10, BitCloud. What's the reaction on Twitter? You saying how much entertainment you gonna have on Twitter on that day that they buy Square Enix?
I mean, it's. I'm gonna be unaffected because it's like, again.
Okay, political thing. Okay, Dirk Griggity. Scale from 1 to 10? How much entertainment you gonna have if they buy Square Enix? So you're gonna go hide in the cave? Because I might hide in the cave. I don't know about you.
If PlayStation bought Square Enix, nah. Because it's expected, and like I said, they're not taking anything away from Xbox. Now, if Capcom, if Sony bought Capcom,
Capcom it's a 10. I'm immediately reacting.
That's a 10, bro.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, guys, about that Resident Evil. Looks like it's only got one. It's only got one home.
Dead Rising. A franchise that was built on Xbox would be exclusive. Come on, bro, that would be huge. But Square Enix, nah.
Actually, I think
would be funny if they came out
multiple.
Yeah, they came out and they gave us the Bungie thing. We only bought them. You know, they're not part of PlayStation. We bought them so they can help us with stuff. Like,
oh no, that'd be nah.
Nah.
You know what? I would stay on Twitter that day if that happened.
Yeah. For them though, that would immediately go back to that strategic thing I was talking about with esports and just pushing the competitive aspect with teams. That's the only thing I would see if they actually did want to do that. But them buying them, I don't know. I think sounds more plausible, plus more beneficial, because you'll see dream projects that you guys know about that you don't see no more, like Dino Crisis coming back, like some other stuff, like, you know, it's a lot of games, man.
Yeah. Now that would be a reason, but for like a guy like me, an Xbox got to hide Capcom, but Square Enix, nah.
Well, I'll make sure y'all won't get away if that was the case. I'll bring it up every day. Y'all playing that Resident Evil? And you know, here's funny, y'all got to come back though. Y'all be like, oh, you playing that Call of Duty? Because you know, once the Call of Duty deals up, it's looking shaky for PlayStation once the deals are done. So
it is what it is. You know, we got a super chat from Fulubia. I probably butchered your name. We're gonna move past that, man. That's your fault for naming yourself something I can't pronounce. That's all I always say, man. When I can't pronounce a super chat, I blame it on the user, man. They knew I couldn't pronounce that.
Yeah, some of these names be crazy, bro.
They changed their name to it. Which I don't normally go in on names because a lot of people, like, you know, I can't pronounce English terms half the time. So, you know, if we go out of the country, you definitely going to get an L on my part, like, because I'm never going to be able to pronounce it. You're going to get a laugh out of me butchering your name. I actually had someone that said I butchered their name so bad that they had to double check to make sure their name was that. Like, so he said, what will be the point of buying Xbox then? I assume, are you saying for Xbox to buy Square Enix? Now, look, there's actually a lot of reasons.
Maybe talking about Capcom.
For Capcom.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
Look, Xbox needs some type of Eastern influence in their first party, so that would be the reason Xbox would buy them, and Sony would buy them because they're you got stuff like Tencent going around. You know, Microsoft is not the only people out there with bank accounts that are in the skies, and I feel like you got Tencent, Google, even Google. You know, Google might have slowed down. Google might have slowed down on stuff, but we don't know exactly what they're going to do in the future. You know, maybe Stadia didn't work, but they're like, you know what, Stadia didn't work, but let's just go ahead. Let's just make a console and let's buy a bunch of platforms. Maybe they learned stuff from the Stadia failure, and they're able to capitalize on
Addict.
that. What?
Listen, I know you're being nice. Google saw what Xbox spent for ZeniMax. Just ZeniMax, not even at the. So they were like, "Oh, if we got to spend $7.5 billion to be competitive in this industry, we out." It was like we out. So you think they're gonna still do a console? I don't think so, bro.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I don't think they're doing a console. I just said we don't know the future.
Hypothetically,
and you know, Sony doesn't know the future either. So, you know, let's go and talk about Halo Forge. I don't know. Don't make me remove you from the stream. So we got a little bit of a leak from Halo Forge. Now, what's funny is there is actually ways on PC people are using programs to get around it. They're unhooking Ethernet cords. Forge is already in the game. It's just it's delisted. You can't click on it like there. But what it is, it does look like you're able to trick your system into not loading up correctly, and it's loading up Forge. It's on PC. I don't know if it's on Xbox. And I do know that if you have the preview build that you used to be able to use to get on Halo Infinite back in the day before it was launched, that one that has the building for that map on it, it seems like some of those are having Forge on it. It looks like I think Microsoft might be using that build to test out Forge because they delisted it from the store, keep in mind. So you have to have it downloaded. You cannot re-download it. It's delisted. Right. So first off, how many people on the panel has seen these crazy leaks?
I've seen some of them. Yep. I've seen some of them. It looks cool, man. Like some of the ones I've seen look pretty cool.
Is there anything in particular that you saw?
I remember seeing like a huge Spartan in the sky or something like that. I didn't see a lot of it because I kind of just scrolled by it, but I'm one of them guys. I like to wait for the final product to see some of the things, but I've been reading because I saw you said some very interesting things about it. You said if like some of the things that you've seen with Forge, if this comes to a fruition, you said you're gonna go back, you're gonna be a Halo Infinite fanboy. Didn't you just say it like that?
It's kind of crazy. Like, hold up, I'm looking up. There was a video that I saw that was absolutely, oh my god.
Well, I got put on my Halo face. Happy.
You're ridiculous. You're
Dun,
ridiculous.
dun, 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 Halo.
All right, so here it is. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you guys this. Let me drop this link in here in the actual chat. So hold up. Let me give you guys the link. So there's the link. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna watch this. This is insane. Like, seeing stuff like this gives me hope that they actually, if they do what they're supposed to and they get stuff going, I actually do feel like, they can do something, man. They can do something. Now, we don't know how well this is going to be. Someone get that chat up out of there. I don't know. YouTube needs to get on that because that's getting annoying.
This stuff, man.
But it is what it is.
Yeah, it was.
All right, so here's what. Let me move this over here. All right, so here's what I'm talking about here. All right, let me zoom it in. Where you guys should be able to still hear us. Let me go ahead transition it. All right, now look at this. Look at this. Okay, so this is pretty much what's happening here. Is I don't know if you guys have it up, but they're combining weapons in Forge. Shout out to. Let me see who made this video. Who made this video.
They were showing the Pack-a-Punch machine as well.
Yeah, some dude named Orange made this video. So shout out to him. All right, so pretty much what they're doing is they're combining weapons. So you're getting a sniper, a skewer, like they're if you see up at the top, like you'll be able to see exactly what it. And if you listen, like it's just crazy. Like I'm not saying that this is enough reason to think that Forge can save Halo. But what I will say is the possibilities is crazy. Like you look at here, I saw someone put a pistol with like a shotgun or something, like rocket launcher with the bulldog. It's crazy. And there is so many stuff on here. Like the pop-in's pretty bad, and I think
it's still in process. Like
the reason you're seeing that is because I do believe that the game's still in early. Like it's not out yet, but it is still being worked on. Like you got someone here that built the Call of Duty style barriers where they come in. Yeah, I'm gonna mute that because I'm not gonna get hit with a copyright claim. But it's kind of crazy, man. This dude has someone here had the mystery box from Call of Duty. Did you guys see that?
Yeah, that's what I was talking about, the mystery box.
Yeah,
no, I didn't see that one.
It's literally a mystery box from Call of Duty. Here it is.
It's like the pack. He has the Pack-a-Punch machine and all that stuff.
Okay, yeah.
See,
it's pretty cool.
It's kind of crazy. Now, look, obviously, there are a little bit of things that would be nice. We need more indicting when it comes to like how something looks. Like I feel like it would be cool if like the actual box opened, maybe give people a little bit more options to how something is presented. But I do feel like this is good. Like I'm not gonna lie, like this has potential. This has potential.
Absolutely.
So out of seeing all that, like, do you guys think that this could save Halo? We'll start with BitCloud. Or do you think that a correct Forge done right and has good sharing features, has a lot of different possibilities, do you think it could save Halo?
I mean, it should have been there from the start, especially when they didn't have any content on the point. But of course, I gotta ask. That's the thing. Yes and no. Like it depends on what's created and how popular they become and how quick they are to react to it and make them official maps and all that stuff. Plus, you know, how many features they are given the creators in terms of forging. So it could, and it could not. It could boost numbers. Absolutely, I can see people jumping on for it, but the long-term process of this, again, it comes down to what we get. So, yes and no.
What about you, Dirk? What's your opinion?
Well, I believe it will definitely enhance it once it's, finished out officially out, because I remember in Halo 3 playing on some maps, man, or some forest maps. Just crazy fun. There's a bunch of crazy stuff going on. So I believe it will enhance it. But I also feel that 343, their content is really going to help the game out more than even Forge. But like I said, Forge is going to be a lot of fun, man. Like, especially when you see some of the things people will create, some of the, like you said, the weapons, they combine the weapons and all this other kind of stuff. It's going to be fun. But I think it's just like, I don't think Halo is dead on the Xbox side. Maybe on the PC side is a little lackluster right now, but it's definitely going to help it. It's not going to hurt it.
We'll see, man. Might boost it for a couple of weeks. We'll see. Right now, nobody's talking about Halo. That's the thing.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, I think we need to see more on what this can actually do. We need to see on what people are going to do with it. I do have a lot of hopes with that. I'm not going to say it's going to automatically save the Xbox brand. For people who say there's no way, you weren't around for the Halo 3's Forge, apparently. Like, Halo 5's Forge was pretty lackluster, but Halo 3 at that time, that it was crazy. And all I'm saying that if Halo is able, if the thing is 343 has good functional abilities when it comes to sharing content. I don't think they're going to have like a playlist where you click community featured or anything like that. Maybe they'll implement that later. But this is a good thing. This is a good start. I personally, I'm with BitCloud. At this moment, this is more important than co-op, like by far, because they need content. They don't need to be able to play with other people.
I do agree with that. I do agree with that.
But let's go ahead and move on to this Verizon partnership. Did you guys see what's going on there?
I know nothing about this. I'm just listening to you. I don't know what you even what's going on. Like, what's happening?
BitCloud?
Verizon partnership with who?
Apparently with Xbox.
Oh.
So apparently what they're going to start doing is they're going to start doing the all access program.
Oh, I did see this. Yeah, I did see this.
Yeah, they're going to do the all access program with Verizon.
And it's going to be part of your bill?
Yeah. I don't know if it's going to be part of your bill.
Oh, you know.
But it's probably going to be one of those things because, like, when you walk into a Verizon, there's a lot of different options that you have. Like, they sell tablets now. They sell, watches. Like, they do a lot more than just your standard, just the phones. Like, there's a lot more options and stuff in there. And I think that, if this does well and both people in this relationship benefit from it, I wouldn't be surprised if you start seeing this with AT&T and with, people don't realize we got broke people everywhere, man. I'm broke. Yeah. Super chat if you guys want, man. Super chat if you guys want. I'm broke. Well, actually, it goes to the podcast, but super chat. And a lot of people they have a lot more functionality and they have a lot more accessibility when it comes to if they can go in there, run a credit score, and walk out and just pay something monthly. That's the reason. People can't go out there and spend $20,000+ on houses and cars and stuff. That's why they need some kind of financial plan.
Yeah,
they need because they can't do that. And I think we're going to see more accessibility with consoles. Like, what's crazy is if they start doing well with this. Like, imagine if you walk into your store to get a phone and why you guys got an Xbox here? Imagine you got to go walk in there. You go out and we know you just got approved for an iPhone 12. you could take that home too for an extra 30-40 bucks a month. Like,
hey, they do that kind of stuff too at Verizon because I'm with Verizon. I got my daughter a phone, like iPhone 12 actually, a couple weeks ago, and they said, "Hey man, your phone, I got Android, I got a Samsung Galaxy." He said, "Hey man, yours is paid up. I will give you money off of your daughter's phone if you upgrade to the Samsung Galaxy 23 or 22 or whatever." I was like, man, come on, man. I didn't come here for a phone, but you're right. That's what they do there. So just imagine, hey, so you're picking up this iPhone 13. That's great. That's great. Hey, an Xbox Series S. Hey, we'll give you $200 off of your phone if you pick up an Xbox Series S on this Xbox All Access. That's the kind of stuff Verizon does. So I can definitely see that in reality.
Yeah.
Look, Michael Patter's theory came true. Only it wasn't with cable boxes. It was with this.
Well, see, I think cable's so out the door. You might see it still with cable boxes. I remember. Yeah. But see, I do feel like that kind of logic made sense at the time. Like, I wouldn't blame someone that would think something like that can happen.
Not for the price he was saying. I think he was like $100. Like, well, unless they were able to do it, but like $100 for a console. Well, and that would be like your cable box type of thing, and you paid your bill through them or something. There was a lot of stuff they were talking about.
It's kind of crazy how things work. If you want to be honest, like, look, like, I'm not gonna say that all this stuff is 100%. People don't know how some of this stuff works, and that's just how it goes. We don't know exactly what kind of back end. I don't know. Because to me, why would Verizon do it if there's still a fixed in rate and they don't raise the price? You know what I'm saying? Like, what does Verizon get out of that? Because most of the time, for those of you who don't know how the cell phone industry works, is they buy in bulk from the manufacturers for a lower place point. Then they do, they lease you your phone. They finance your phone. That's how they make money. Yep. And to me, if they can't finance these consoles, because the prices look identical to what Microsoft's doing, I just don't know what they're gonna get. Maybe
that's a good question.
Maybe there's something else on the back end. Maybe Microsoft's writing them a check that says no questions asked. I don't know. We'll have to see. More on that, man. More on that. I feel like we're gonna come back to this, and I feel like it's either gonna be, well, what do they expect? It's a Sony. It's a cell phone provider. There's nothing to do with that. Why would people going in to upgrade their phones buy an Xbox? Or we come back with the conversation. Yo, that was ingenious. That was crazy. And you have it's just like, look, like, the more options.
What did I say?
I decided I didn't want the smoke. What should I say? Nah, I'm good. So it just depends on what they do, how they interact with it. I'm very curious. We'll come back to this in a couple months. I'm gonna go to the Verizon, maybe ask some questions, man. All right, so let's talk about the bread and butter, the meat and potatoes.
Oh,
KOTR has been delayed. For those of you that don't know what KOTR is, it's Star Wars: Knights of the Old Republic. It has been delayed indefinitely. Yo, they hit them with what's that game called? Not Dead Island. Well, that's pretty much canceled. What's the other song? Dying Light 2. Remember when Dying Light 2 got hit with the indefinitely delayed?
Yeah.
It was indefinitely delayed for like a year and a half. So it's been rumored. I think it was Jason Schreier, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's been indefinitely delayed. That's one of Sony's big things that I actually gave them a lot of props for, taking those props back. Maybe there's a reason that Microsoft didn't work with this company. Maybe they saw that build and was like, we ain't doing that.
Yeah, let me see your builds. They saw that.
They saw that build and was like,
good.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, you take that to Sony. They like that stuff. They like our leftovers, our stuff we had 10, 15 years ago. They like that stuff.
Yeah, I think that's like,
there we go.
No, I would prefer them to have it. That's all jokes, But it's just like, I want some, feedback from, we'll go with BitCloud first because it's a little bit more PlayStation centric. Like, when you first heard this, what did you think of this thing? And apparently, it was okay, and then they showed early
Gameplay.
testing, a build, a
Yeah.
gameplay. And then after that, they fired one of the main people, and then it
think
got
it was both of
indefinitely
them.
delayed.
Yeah, they fired both of the directors for it.
Yeah.
Whatnot. So yeah, Dev Seeker told me when we was in the Discord, because I didn't see it on Twitter. Yeah, he told me, and I was sitting there going, no way. Did he send the full link? And I was like, why? You mean to had this long conversation about like why? That was one of the games I was looking forward to. So now we're on the release date. But what I think is, my theory is, Lucasfilms also saw this build on top of Sony and whatnot, and they was like, listen, this ain't it, because Lucasfilm is trying to. Well, I wouldn't say they have the final say, but like, they're heavily involved with it. Like, 'cause they like to make stuff canon, and they write books and novels based off of stuff to include them in the universe. So when you look at this and you hear like Jedi Survivor, which is gonna be, it's like great. That again is like, wow, like I didn't think we would get to this type of situation. No, we still got games to look forward to, but it's like, damn, like I kind of would have loved the sneak peek of this build. They leaked The Last of Us. Can we leak this? I kind of want to see what they were seeing in terms of this build, but it sucks, man. I was looking forward to it. Now it doesn't mean like we probably won't get no info next year. They did say indefinitely, but again, that doesn't mean that you probably won't ever hear from it again. You probably will hear something involved in this game next year, and you'll get something, but not. It still sucks because it's like, Star Wars is like absolutely killing it right now. They're on a great stride. The Kenobi show did really, really well. You had Knights of the Old Republic getting a remake. You got Jedi Survivor. Then you have Quantic Dreams making their Star Wars game, and then you have Mandalorian on the side. So you have tons of content for Star Wars. Like, Star Wars is that big right now, and it's one of my favorite things of all time. Like, so it's like I was looking forward to just seeing this and seeing more, but I am willing to wait. But because we have Jedi Survivor, which is probably next year.
Yeah.
So we're fine for now, but it does make you question, like, damn, what's really happening, and also, what else in terms of future projects? Like, are we going to get a Mandalorian game and all that stuff? Because they're really having fun with the license, which is what I wanted to see. Now that EA doesn't have a monopoly on it anymore after the garbage that was the Battlefront situation. So, yeah, but that's where I'm at with it.
Yeah, I feel like when it comes to this, there's two different possibilities. There's probably multiple, but there's two I could see. You're gonna either it's gonna take a while, but you're gonna see the studio come back from the ashes of the Phoenix and either make a good game or a shitty game. I probably wouldn't expect any kind of info from this till like late next year, early the year after. And that might even be a stretch, depending on how bad the build that they showed these executives was. Because if it was really, really bad, then
it's gonna be a couple of years.
Yeah, then version 2 happens. You know what version 2 is? They gonna Final Fantasy 7 that ass. They gonna rip it from the developer and give it to someone else. And then also, if they do that, that will end up changing contracts. That will end up changing, like, in order for them to do that, because most likely that developer is in that contract for that game, they might have to void the whole damn thing. And who knows? The game might even get canceled in general, depending on how bad that studio
situation is. Yeah.
And it looked like it was bad. To say indefinitely, that means the room's on fire and they looking for water and they don't have enough time to update stuff. Because to me, they just showed us that game not long ago, but not too far ago. I felt like they didn't need to show us this information right now. They could have went another 6 months to a year before people started asking where KOTOR was. I felt like they said that early because they know they're not going to have anything for us in the long term. So I do feel like there's a good chance this either gets canceled or they switch developers. Now, I don't know. They might
precaution.
Yeah, I don't know. They might stay with the developer they have now, but they might just hire a little bit more from within. But 9 times out of 10, when something like this happens and someone doesn't like, the preview build that bad, something drastically changes. I just don't know what it's going to be yet. What's your feeling, Dirt, man? Because I know when we saw that KOTOR, it burned a little bit. It was burning a little bit. And now I want to. The fanboy in me is like, Well, good. Now I don't have to hear any PlayStation fanboy talk about this game for a while. But then, like, the Knights of the Old Republic fan in me, it's like, damn.
Right. Damn, I can't get to play no time soon. Oh man, this is just more proof that not every studio is without their issues. I just think that when they first announced the game, I was like, who's developing this? I never heard of them. I don't know if you guys have. I've never heard of them.
That's why I was like, I'm gonna have to see. Like,
yeah,
it's just like none of the big people are developing, and I'm not saying this team can't do big things, but 9 times out of 10, a smaller studio can't really give you the type of product like you want, like we want from this kind of game, and from a remake from this kind of game, because they don't have the manpower. And I don't know how many people's over there. Maybe BitCloud, you can look that up if you have time. See how many people works for that company. But sorry, Dirt, you finished what you're saying?
No, so I looked them up and I saw they kind of helped with Stubbs the Zombie back in the PS2 Xbox generation. They ported some Star Wars games. They had iOS port of Star Wars Knight of the Old Republic.
What's the team behind KOTR remake? Which one was it?
Oh, look for it.
That iOS version.
iOS, okay.
Yeah, some other stuff. So they even they did some ports, but they really haven't done many original games, and obviously this isn't an original game. This is just a remake. So that was the first red flag for me. I just I look like, man, what has this team done? So that's something that we should always look at in the future. So I mean, we obviously don't know what happened. We're not behind closed doors, but when you see big directors being fired, that's definitely a red flag. I remember when some people left 343 and some of us Xbox guys like, yo, it's all good, my man. No, that's something we should really look at when people at the top of a development team leaves or gets fired. That's something to really think about, man. The
writer behind GTA 5 or the Dan Houser, he's now with the project.
Yeah,
GTA
man.
6. So it's a lot of stuff.
So in the future, I don't care if it's Xbox, PlayStation, any studio, Naughty Dog, 343 Coalition, when people at the top leaves or there's some type of issues, we should really look at that like there's potential issues there. We shouldn't, there's nothing, now it's different if a lower level person leaves. I mean, one person leave here, one person leave there, but if two are being fired simultaneously, like what the hell is going on, man? So as far as the game itself, can it be canceled? I think it's a big time possibility, man, because they're saying indefinitely. That means something to me. Indefinitely, I mean, we don't have a clue. We don't have a clue if they're even developing the game right now. They're probably restructuring who's going to be the lead. Man, this game might not be out if it doesn't get canceled till about 2025, like you guys said.
Yeah, it's sad, man. It's sad because I do have a huge interest in this game. I've always really enjoyed Knights of the Old Republic. I remember playing the first one, second one. I'm going to ask you both to who would you prefer this game to go to? I'm going to say mine first. Somebody hit up Microsoft. This game got to go to Obsidian, man. Obsidian needs to make this. I don't care if it's still a multi-plat or if it could be for PlayStation only. Let Microsoft's first party work on an exclusive game for PlayStation. I don't care. I just want the best Knights of the Old Republic that's there. And I'm not saying the studio can't do it. We'll have to see. Need more information. People say Bluepoint. Bluepoint could do it, but here's the thing:
Bluepoint's good with the aesthetic.
Has Bluepoint made an RPG like that?
Nah, but again, I can see them being able to bring it into this type of era in a crazy way. What they did with Demon's Souls. I mean, that's chef's kiss. While they done that.
It was really good. And then someone said Coalition needs to make a Turok. I actually would like Turok. I guess Turok. I actually would like. I would like Coalition to either make a Punisher game or an Army of Two game.
I'm saying, like, yeah, because they already missed an opportunity with Microsoft with Black Panther. Black Panther's getting made by EA, if I remember correctly, a new team with EA, a new studio.
Yeah, a new team.
And again, after seeing, I know y'all saw the Black Panther trailer, and I'm like, dude, I got high hopes for it, but at the same time, I'm worried, But why not Daredevil? There's so many characters they can be going after. But at this rate, Sony's probably gonna have their own MCU.
Yeah, I agree with you, and it's sad. It's just like, look, like, right now is fine. I don't think, like, people think that Microsoft needs to like copy their third-party action adventure. Call Gloves is a #1. I do think one's fine. Give a couple of those type of experiences, but I don't think that, you can't fight Sony at what they do best. You just can't. Like, you can, I would say you take a studio or two, you work up that studio to be your Naughty Dog in 5-10 years, but you don't try to take them on at their best. I honestly personally think that diversity is going to be Microsoft's key to having a better lineup than Sony. Sony's still going to have the huge hitters like God of War Ragnarok, Last of Us Part 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If they make another Uncharted. But, if we get stuff like that, but you start seeing more RPGs coming out of Microsoft, and they got to be high quality. They don't have to be 90 plus, but they have to at least be above an 80 at that point. Some can slip, but most of them got to be decent quality. And it's just like, you start seeing more RPGs, Fallouts, Elder Scroll type games. Then you start seeing more racers. I guess you don't have to really do anything with the racing genre because they got 2 developers making racers. Then you start seeing strategy games. You start seeing stuff like Hellblade. You start seeing a lot more RTSs going to PC and Xbox. You start seeing a lot more of a migration between them. You're seeing this Discord thing happening right now where we can actually communicate with people. You see what they're doing with Minecraft. Like, that's the way Microsoft truly takes off. And I do feel like they're going to get there one day. It's just between how they handled the Xbox One generation, how they almost gave up on the brand itself, and there was a good amount of time during that generation that they wasn't really investing too much. And by the time they took it serious, when they started getting stuff out, they're like, look, man, we're going to have this stuff out in 2022 on. The pandemic happened. And then that slowed everything 6 months to a year. So you're seeing a lot of that. And, like, I'm not giving them excuses. Like, people want to sit there and say that you can't use the pandemic as an excuse because everyone else is doing it when everyone else isn't doing it. The only difference is Sony had a lot of games that was midway through development that at that time they could pivot a little bit more because they wasn't hardcore into massive production. It is what it is. And I do think Microsoft's size in general has hurt them with the pandemic because anyone that runs a big company knows the bigger you are, something like the pandemic's is gonna interrupt your flow way more than a smaller company. And I think probably during the pandemic, Microsoft, sure, they were concerned about Xbox, but they were probably more concerned about the cloud construction companies that make them billions. I'm sure Xbox was still given enough resources to fix stuff, but you got to understand when the pandemic happened, Sony only really had to worry about a couple things. Obviously there's a lot of moving targets, but Microsoft had multiple billion-dollar companies to worry about during that time frame. And I think a lot of stuff fell in through the cracks. So I do think that helped Sony a little bit. Sure, I would say Microsoft probably was a little bit more better up to do, remote work. They probably had a lot more infrastructures in place. But
they have more resources to do that stuff for sure.
Yeah, but now we're seeing that I wouldn't say the pandemic's through. People act like it's through. It's not. We're still in a pandemic, but I will say that we're coming on the tail end of it. Hopefully things will start going back to normal in the next like a year and a half to 2. And hopefully we'll start seeing these games come out because I do feel like Microsoft needs to show stuff. Like that's why I was so happy with the Forge because it's like I'm tired of hearing about who's being hired. Who's this? Who's that? I don't care at this point. You show me results or you stay your ass off Twitter. That's my mindset. It's like, don't come out there and show me we hired some person that worked at Microsoft for 30 years ago. I don't care. Show me a game. or keep your ass off Twitter. And I'm not saying like don't tweet. I'm saying don't give me updates on a brand that you have done nothing but show negative stuff on. I only want to see results. I don't want to see any more talking. And that's just how I go through. What do you feel, Dirt, man? How do you feel like, Knights of the Old Republic getting delayed? Do you think that might disagree or agree on stuff? Like, what is your overall perspective on this game?
Well, I think it's like any other game being delayed indefinitely. Whether you're a fan or not, it's a game being delayed. That's a game that was on Sony's roadmap that's being delayed, that nobody knows when it's going to be even start being developed again. So I'm sure some PlayStation fans is upset about that. Like guys like yourself, you were looking forward to KOTR, so yeah, you're upset about that. But I guess that's just how it goes. They aren't the only team that has had issues. They aren't the only team that's been affected by the pandemic. Like you said, I remember in 2020, a lot of people were saying you're going to see the what's the word? Let me forget words now, bro. I don't know if I'm getting old or whatever. The after effects of the pandemic.
We haven't
in
even
like
seen
2022.
We haven't even seen
but
it yet.
We're starting to see like certain things like 2022, 2023. We're going to start seeing it, like in the gaming industry. I mean, you're going to see more and more games being delayed. And, we've seen games being delayed right now, of course. But this year, not just on Xbox side, like PlayStation has been able to have some games, coming out this year. But those games were delayed from last year. But there's a game that we play on my podcast called Guess the Metacritic, right? We haven't done that game in weeks because there hasn't been any, big games coming out. There's been some games, of course, but no AAA big first party games has really been out since what? GT7 maybe? Yeah, I mean, and here we go. And we won't have any until maybe Saints Row and then God of War and Call of Duty, the holiday season. So I think KOTOR being not canceled, being indefinitely on hold, I think it's going to affect those people that want to play the game. And I guess Sony's roadmap, I would like to see what Big Cloud think about it. I know he mentioned some things earlier because I got into it with some PlayStation guys yesterday about roadmap, because that's the only thing that the Xbox guys can really talk about right now. Roadmap, our roadmap looks great, which is something we didn't have last generation. So that's something, we can talk about now. So yeah, man, I guess it is what it is, my brother.
All right. So what's any last words for you, Big Cloud? Because I know you was actually wanting to play this game too.
Yeah. I don't even know what to say at this point. I mean, it's like, I guess we'll just wait. Let's put it blunt. We'll just wait. There's so much.
That's all you can do, man.
That's all you can do, right? That's all you can do at this point. So many things contributing right now. Even though all this stuff's happening, I am grateful at least that we got a lot of good releases this year. We still got something to look forward to. Ties over. December's looking lit. We got Callisto Protocol for there. If you want,
that looks good.
If you guys want that Last of Us remaster, it's in September. It's a lot of stuff to pick for. So crazy.
See, but we have had some nice smaller games though.
Yeah, for sure.
And so I mean,
Microsoft's future looks good. It's just gotta wait. That's all. And once the games drop, they drop. That's it.
Yeah, and like I always say, yes, we've been waiting, but this waiting is a little bit different as opposed to something like 2018, 2017.
Yeah, because that was
back
blind
then.
Waiting. Like
we was waiting. We didn't know what was coming.
Currently, right now, I will agree with you because that back then we was just waiting for hope, for anything, man. Like you.
Andy, that's why us Xbox guys always said wait to E3 because we was hoping they was gonna show something at E3, the upcoming E3, and it really didn't happen. But this waiting is a little different. You're not you know some of the things that's coming, so it's much better.
It's sad, man. It's sad, but pretty much we're gonna go ahead and end this. So Dirt, what's going on with you, man? What do you got going on?
Nothing much, man. I had to rush home to get to the show today. I was not that late. Like, was I that? No, I was only a couple minutes late, right?
Yeah. What's funny is you was here sooner than BitCloud, but that's not my business. So, what show you guys got going on, man?
We check out the latest episode of WBG Xbox podcast. We had a good show. We was talking trash as usual. Stop by, check it out. We had like one of my panel members. He had this alternate character named Cocaine R&B. He just, I don't know what's wrong with him, man. He's this alter ego. He just shows up once in a while, screams and leaves. So I don't know. Some people might not like him, but some people do like him. So yeah, stop by, check out the last show, man. It's funny stuff.
So BitCloud, man, what's going on with you? What you got popping over there, man? You got a lot of stuff going on. What you got going on?
Nah, we chilling, man. Just chilling. Sorry for me being late again. Talking to Adam Sessler, so that was cool. But shout out to everybody in the chat. Hit that like button if you haven't done so. You guys want to follow me? It's BitCloud Gaming. I covered everything that's been happening this week on the channel. Dropped some videos. You guys want to check those out? They're there. Also RGT podcasts every Friday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for now until September. Then we're gonna go to 7. So that's what's going on there as well. And yeah, later on today, Solidcast, 9:00. Go over the whole situation involving GTA. Also did a video on that as well.
All right, so appreciate everyone coming through. Like I said, we're gonna have a lot of stuff changing here in the next probably I would say 3 or 4 months. I gotta have some stuff worked on. Also, what I plan on doing eventually is having like an ILP and Addict Show collab. I don't know when that's gonna be, because I want to do more stuff with the community too. That's why I'm saying I might switch my gaming addict channel into a streaming channel. I don't know. I don't know if streaming on YouTube is the vital thing. Like, I get it, some people are having pretty good success with it, but it's just like, I don't think I would have success with it. Now let me make sure I didn't miss super chats.
You just got one from Ty.
I have a $2 super chat. Damn, I missed the show from Ty. Ty Kinesis. Caceres, and then we have
Ty Caceres, yeah.
$15 super chat from the same person, Kai Canaris.
Kai Caceres. I apologize. Have any of you tried the Halo 2 challenge for 20K? Dude, ain't no way I'm doing that stuff. Like, look, that 20K sounds nice. And what's funny, I was seeing people that was like, I did this when I was a kid. Then shut your ass up and go do it. Like well, you gotta advertise it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if anything, you should keep your mouth shut. Go straight to that Xbox. Like,
make that money. Oh no, we don't want to do that. I don't have time. I got work. Yeah, sure you do.
And I'm still trying to figure out how this redirecting. Like, YouTube needs to get on their shit, dude. Like, it just. You say my name from now on. No, I'm not saying. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I said it the way you liked it a little too much. I don't know, man. We ain't gonna talk about that, man. But I appreciate everyone for coming through. Appreciate all the support. I am going to mess around for a little bit on like some of the features that OBS has. I just want the podcast to pop a little bit, if that makes sense. We'll figure it out. It's like I said, we'll be back next week. Hopefully there'll be something to, you know what I will say real quick is I was really happy that there was stuff to talk about this week. You guys have no idea how bad it's been to run a podcast.
I did not want to talk about The Last of Us again. I was tired of talking about it.
Oh, you noticed Last of Us?
Last we're going to talk about $70.
Oh, $70? Yeah, I ain't talking.
I thought you was going to spin it. It's like, hey, is $70 good for the industry? I'm like, this guy.
Nah,
I thought he was going to do it.
I get that, but there is a question I do have for you, BitCloud. Is $70 really good for the industry?
Oh boy,
no, we ain't talking about that. But I appreciate you guys for coming out. We're gonna go and end the show, and until next time, this is Dirt Griggity, BitCloud, and Addict, and we will see you next week on the Addict Show.